Hi, I'm Graham Lasso, and you're listening to Eat, Sleep, Chelsea, Repeat with Chris, Craig, and Brady.
Sleep, Chelsea, repeat. Eat, sleep, Chelsea, repeat. Eat, sleep, Chelsea, repeat. Eat, sleep, Chelsea, repeat.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Chelsea, Repeat pod. The headline this week, red card rollercoaster. Chelsea beat 10 men Barca and then draw with 10 men against Arsenal. I'm Chris, and today I'm joined by my brother Craig and a good friend Brady. How you doing, guys?
Yeah, it's been a good week overall, and fun ended with exposing Arsenal to be an expensively assembled Stoke, just as we thought.
The champions elect and Arsenal played one hell of a game. That's all I've got to say.
Well, we'll get on to that. It's going to be an interesting game to dissect, as was the Barca game as well, but we'll focus on Arsenal today. Obviously, the game finished 1-1, which was overshadowed by a red card for Caicedo in the 38th minute, but goals from Trevor Chalobah for Chelsea and Marino for Arsenal. In terms of expected goals, 0.79 for Chelsea and 1.26 for Arsenal. Chelsea only 38% possession, obviously with the 10 men. 11 shots and 4 on target for Chelsea. And in terms of saves, 3 saves for Robert Sanchez. Right, likes and dislikes. Craig, I'll come to you first. What have you got for me?
Well, my massive like from this week is the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge. I think 2 absolutely brilliant games for the fans to enjoy. They got their mojo back, I think, the Chelsea fans a little bit. It's been, a few years period of the team not being quite successful potentially, and certainly not maybe as entertaining under certain managers. But I really feel like this week, back in the Champions League, playing Barcelona, Arsenal, playing third v first at the time, but coming into the week with second v first, and just the atmosphere in both games was outstanding. So credit to the fans, I think.
Yeah, Bridge was rocking.
It was rocking. And some good songs as well. Favourite song?
We've got some good new songs. I think just anything around Esteval, but I like the samba rhythm starts to play for Esteval.
Yeah,
Esteval song's good. I like the Tyreek George song myself.
didn't get busted out on Sunday.
A little bit towards the end of the
Sure, he was even on the bench, was he?
He came at the end of the Barca game.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, we were at different ends, weren't we? I was in Matthew Harden end, and you guys was in the shed end, and you could tell it was rocking the whole way around, and just from the word go, and obviously when with Taylor officiating, I think that helps the atmosphere, because I mean, however Taylor officiates, if he officiates well or not, he's going to get shouted at and sung at. So I know we always moan that when Taylor's our referee, but I think it really does get the crowd up. I mean, he was a referee in the Liverpool game as well, I think. So it's actually worked to our advantage a little bit in terms of the crowd.
What's your like for this one, Brady?
I think my like is learning how to play with Maresca's learning how to play with 10 men. This was way different from Old Trafford, different situation. But I really like that he didn't make a sub straight away. What he did was he just basically gave up having a 10. Obviously, Caicedo got sent off, so he just put Enzo back in the 6, and we kind of had a double 6 of him and Reece James. João Pedro had to play like a hybrid 9-10. So essentially, and every sub was like for like. There was no defensive subs. Obviously, Garnacho for Esteval was pretty much like for like, different side of the pitch. And then you had João Pedro for Delap. Delap became more of a 9, which meant we didn't really have a connector, have a 10, which meant that Palmer couldn't come on, but it was night and day from that rainy autumn day in Old Trafford where he panicked and took Neto off, and it was madness really. So he's learning on the job, clearly evolving, as Craig said in the pub afterwards, and the manager and the team look strong in terms of learning from their mistakes.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think it's nice to learn how to play with 10 men. It seems to be a common occurrence. That was the 7th red card for Chelsea this season. My like for this game was the intensity of our game. I think back to like Newcastle away a couple of seasons ago, and we just got bullied bullied off the ball, bullied in the game. Never really looked like we were gonna do anything. And I think this game was a good example of we looked right up for it. Good intensity from a lot of the players, a few over the top, but I thought generally, I think it felt like they knew the game was a big game, which hasn't always been the case. And I think, unfortunately, obviously that led to the red card. But I did like the way that we approached the game, and not just. I think criticism of Chelsea this season has certainly been they're very half-based. So usually you have a poor first half and then a better second half. I think throughout the entire 90 minutes, I'd say we were really strong, which is unusual for us. I really liked our performance in the first half, and I really liked our endeavour in the second half. And it always felt like we were dangerous as well in the game, even though we had 10 men, and that's quite unusual as well. So I think kudos to Maresca. I think he got them all fired up for the game. They understood the assignment, and I really enjoyed watching the game. It felt like we were always competitive, and there wasn't really a point where I felt like we'd kind of not given up, but sort of fallen back. You almost retreated. It felt like when we were defending as a team and for a purpose, and we were attacking, we were doing the same thing. So, yeah, really like that. Really impressive. Need to keep that going. That can't just be for Arsenal. Try and take that into the next games. So,
I totally agree with what you said in terms of like this side used to get bullied, and now it doesn't. We feel like we're the bullies actually.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed that. What have you got for dislikes?
Just the Arsenal fans in general. Arsenal as a team, my dislike. I thought their fans were absolutely pathetic in the worst away section we've had all season, comfortably. No singing, top of the league. They were coming in, playing against 10 men, nothing. The quietest fan base we've had.
Yeah, they were. I think it was weird because I think they should have been more up for it in the second half, but they almost felt like they were so nervous. I think.
I think they felt like they weren't playing well, the team, which they weren't.
Yeah,
I guess. But yeah, I mean, I was just so surprised. I mean, Arsenal have never obviously been maybe the best away support, but you'd expect them to have been so loud in that second half, really cheering their team on. And yeah, I was just surprised, I guess, that they weren't that.
I mean, every Arsenal fan I spoke to, I mean, you very rarely have sheepish Arsenal fans, but they were all very happy with a draw. They knew that. I think they all knew that if it was 11 versus 11, they would have got beat yesterday. And I think it was a mix of a bit of disappointment they haven't won the game versus 10 men, but then I think just general relief they hadn't lost it, and just I think there was just a mix of that and just kind of in shock how good Chelsea were, to be honest.
And that's the sign of their season, though. They've played poorly in a lot of these games, but they haven't lost, which is quite impressive. Apart from maybe the Liverpool game, obviously at the end, but yeah, they've managed to get away with a few games.
I will say one thing about one on Arsenal. I know this is like sour grapes a bit. I was expecting them to roll up, be really good. I mean, obviously they just spanked Tottenham 4-1. They won 7-2 versus on aggregate versus Tottenham and Bayern. The Bayern result was obviously extremely impressive. Bayern probably, I mean, people would argue they're 1 and 2 in Europe at the moment, those teams. I wasn't impressed by Arsenal at all.
I think they did have a poor day at the office. I think they did.
Maybe they did, but I mean, even their systems, it was basically farm it to Saka and chop it into the box to Marino, which worked for once, but there was no invention at all.
They had their fewest touches in the box since 2021, mid-2021.
There's no invention. If you look to that team without any context, you would be thinking of who the champions would be, or the champions would like to be. I'm not saying we're going to put us in, but I think if Arsenal win the league, and obviously it's looking fairly likely they do, I think Liam Tooney said today on the Straight Up podcast, it's like they just make the least mistakes. I don't think it's because they're a great fluid side. I think they've got an excellent defence and they're just very solid, and that'll win you a league. But I think they're boring. I mean, there's boring Arsenal going around. They were boring, man. I'm sorry, but they should have been on us second half, and they barely laid a glove on us, really. So yeah, it's boring Arsenal for me. Not my type of football. There you go.
Do you ever dislike Brady?
Yeah, I mean, the Reds aren't great, is it? It's this one. I think it's actually Caicedo's first one of his career in the Premier League. I'm sure he got a few in Ecuador back in the day.
Yeah,
The
I think so.
six for players, one for the manager. Magnificent seven. Cowboy, as you put in the group, Chris. All got cowboy hats and all that sort of thing. The Magnificent Seven, but yeah, if you look at the expected points, we're actually overachieving. So it's a bit greedy to say this, but you do wonder where we would be points-wise if we were just had better discipline. Would we be up there? Is this red card problem costing us a title race? And we have to consider that we are doing all this without Palmer basically so far. So we're right up there without Palmer. So it would be a shame that we've dealt with the injury so well, and it's just a kind of random discipline problem. Just an array of red cards, really random, just to come up and just derail a title race possibly. So that is disappointing, but we'll have to wait and see. But it's got to stop, obviously. I mean, I think it was 5 games without a red, and it felt like that was good, but obviously that's terrible. So yeah.
It does seem to be odd that they kind of, I don't know. We've been quite lucky in some instances with other teams getting reds against as well. So there's actually been a lot of red cards in a lot of our games. Obviously, Barca had the red card on Wednesday as well, or Tuesday, sorry. But I think just very poor decision making, I'd say. Yeah. And it's a continuous issue for the team. Even go back to what we saw from Jackson at the back end of last season.
That's true.
Just bizarre decisions that the teams are making. They want to be aggressive, but
when was that Newcastle game? April? Was it start of May or what?
Yeah.
So, since the end of April, start of May, we've had 8 over the club will cover 8 red cards. I mean, that's mad. Really.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can't compete for top trophies if you're going down to 10 men all the time. That's just never going to happen. So either get really good at playing with 10 men or stop getting people sent off would be a good start. My dislike in this game is the attack. I think when you look through our team, there's a lot of solidarity in the defence and the midfield. In terms of even you'd say Trevor Chalobah's a fairly experienced player. I think there were moments in this game where I think we'll look back on and think if we had put a few more level heads up front, maybe in the transfer window, this game we actually probably would have been winning before the red card quite easily. I think there's something to be said around kind of jelly legs, blood going to people's heads when it gets in good positions. I mean, we got into some unbelievable positions with the ball against Arsenal. I mean, they're probably shocked in the first 20 minutes about where we're playing the game. We're picking the ball up in the 18-yard box. But when you look at the XG from the positions, we're not doing anything with it. And there are lots of times where people are taking too long to make decisions. They're not eyed into what they should be doing. People are taking too many touches when they should be shooting, and people are passing when they should be shooting, and people are shooting when they should be passing. The whole thing just seems so untidy when you watch it. It's all just kind of panic stations, and this is a common issue that we're seeing with some of these guys. They're just sort of losing their way a little bit in front of goal, and maybe when Palmer comes back it will help a lot because he's ice cold, very cool in those situations, and we needed him really for this sort of game because you need someone with a level head. And yeah, I think Neto was doing some weird stuff. Pedro, he was completely off it, and Esteval was just, I don't know, he was snatching at stuff the whole game basically. Everyone just needs to kind of calm down a bit. I think we were just kind of wound up. Defensively it worked, but I think attacking wise it was very, very scrappy, and I think it could have been a lot better for us. Right, well let's move on to the players. Let's go around and do some temperatures.
Time to see whose form's on top, who's heating up, whose temperature's dropped, who's been playing well and who's not. It's freezing, warming up, boiling hot.
Right. So for the freezer, we have some nominations. Our red card legend Caicedo and João Pedro, who was nominated by me and Brady.
Who's put Caicedo in? Craig?
Yeah.
Nightmare.
I mean, it's an unnecessary thing to do. Even though I'm not of the belief that it's like a complete stonewall red. Obviously, I'm in the minority looking around the takes I've seen on social media and stuff like that. I think very similar tackle to the one that Bentancur did on Reece James, where it's a bad tackle and I think that's a yellow card, but I don't think it's endangering the safety of the opponent. I think seeing it on replay back when I got back home, obviously the ankle does buckle, but I don't know. I think it's subjective for me, but yeah, I think the general consensus was that it was a red, so I think you got to accept that. And then I think just for me, Caicedo, just in a game of that magnitude, you can't risk that happening, I guess. But I think that it's just an easy freezer when you get sent off, I guess. For Caicedo.
We probably all watched that Carragher section where they had the tackle to foul ratio and he was second behind Gomares. What's your opinion on that? For me, you take the rough with the smooth of Caicedo personally. I always want him on the edge because every tackle he's on the edge, but he wins so many balls back. And if he gets a red every season, I think that's just kind of, as you were saying, poker, the rake that you have with the player, sort of the downside that you bring.
Yeah, I'm not looking at Caicedo after the game and thinking.
What's your thoughts on that? You think he should maybe adapt or what?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I agree. I completely agree with you, Brady. That after the game, as a manager, you're not going into him and saying, "Look, Moyes, you need to tone it down." I think it's just you just have to accept that's part of his game, and that's one of the reasons he's elite.
What do you
think for me, you have to talk to him and you have to say your aggression is what makes you who you are, but there's a time and a place, and that was the wrong place. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking with what he was up to, because Carragher, when he's facing the wrong, he's not even facing the goal. It's not even a dangerous situation.
I didn't like that clip though, because it's so easy to analyse that when you're in that pressure cooker in that game. Like Caicedo's like a homing missile.
But what's he trying to? What do you think what do you think he's trying to do? Would be my question.
He's following Maresca's plan.
No. So in that moment where Moreno has the ball, right? Caicedo runs up to him.
Win the ball back. But
he's trying to
one
win the
thing I
ball
would
back,
say
right?
about the red as well, sorry, is that if you watch the red in real time, Anthony Taylor's a really good view of it. He doesn't even immediately blow for a foul. No players around react to that tackle. Timber's right there. He plays advantage though. That's why he did eventually, yeah. But he didn't immediately go to blow his whistle when he saw the foul. He looked back away and then back at the play. But also, just you see from the Arsenal players' reaction as well. Like no one, it didn't look like a really bad tackle in real time. And again, this is just my opinion. Maybe it's a little bit old-fashioned with football, but I just don't. Removing a player from the field and with it being a red card is such a big deal. I just don't think it can be given for bad tackles. That's just my opinion. I think when you're endangering the safety of opponents with really high things, like maybe looking back on Anthony Gordon's one against Liverpool, where it is actually really high, that I think maybe can be a more clear red card. But yeah, just for me, that tackles are going to happen in football, and when ankles, like low foot contact, that is going to happen. And it's just not as for me. It's just not as clear a red card.
I think they've basically said you're not allowed to do that anymore, though. Like what you're saying.
Do you think there's a big difference between Bentancur's one on Reece James?
No, but both are red cards, so it doesn't really matter. One was misinterpreted. Well, both were given a yellow card, and then one was checked and wasn't given to a red, and one was.
Do you think that was a VAR mistake?
VAR is a mess, and let's be honest, we could have
loads of mistakes.
We could have had our goal chalked off, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I watched the replay and the ground. I said, well, that's offside.
away, we should have won that game because that goal should have been chalked off. So it just comes and goes. But I think when you're aggressive and it's around and above the ankle, and he kind of slips and it's with his like wrong, not leading foot, it just looks awkward. And I think it was a red. To be honest. I mean,
It reminds me of, when people start putting their hands behind their backs so that the ball doesn't kick them when the crosses come in. That's called adapting to the modern game. And that's what, that's the equivalent of what Caicedo needs to do. Yes, go for the ball, but try and block the pass. Don't stand on his foot. Like, it's just bizarre.
I think, to be honest, I think Caicedo is still, I think he's the best DM in the world, but he will just get reds. He's just a bit of a hothead sometimes, and he's just going to get that. It's just, I think he's in his culture. I mean, you see in Enzo, like, and Enzo literally, he literally could have kicked Noni Madueke's head. He just put his foot through him. Like,
yeah, but that's good though. You want to see aggression in a manner of play.
He times that and hits. We celebrate Enzo's passion and Caicedo's reckless. Very thin line in that. They're both South American, very fiery. Same thing, really.
Enzo loves it, doesn't he? I've got to say, it's a quality aspect of him.
I don't think you can be saying, "Oh, celebrating Enzo," like you've shown a lot of no, and he is. Like
Enzo can't get anywhere near people for the tackles Caicedo puts in.
But it's the same thing. It's like the thing that you celebrate and the thing you're demeaning for Caicedo.
But I was celebrating Caicedo's aggressiveness at the beginning of the game when he was pushing Timber off the ball and stuff.
And also, but
he's not going to get a red card for that, is he?
Let's say Champions League final, someone's 1-on-1 and he's run back and he makes a very aggressive challenge that could be a red card, but he gets the ball back and he wins us the game. Then no one's moaning then, are they?
Well, if he studs someone's ankle, that's different to kicking the ball, isn't it?
It's buts and maybes. Like, I don't want to put a leash.
But what you've described, by the way, what you described is exactly what the issue is. If someone's running through on goal, Chris, make the tackle. Yeah,
I don't want to put a muzzle and a leash on Moises Caicedo.
But you need to, your analogy, you need to know when to let the dog off the leash, and that is not when the ball's in the middle of the pitch, when they're passing the ball backwards.
It's like Roy Keane. Like, just tell Roy Keane, just chill out, mate. It's not happening, is it? But it's Roy Keane. Like, do you know, it's just like.
But that's different. His aggression is like when when someone's winding.
I don't think it is that different. I think Keane and Vieira are great examples of players.
A lot of the tackles he's put. If you look at the lot of tackles Keane's putting in, like the clips, people like he's been wound up before. Mourinho hasn't done anything to him. Like, it's not as if Mourinho studied him. You go, well, actually, that's it's completely random in the game as well,
another
right?
Great example, I think.
There was no bad tackles in this game. Really, it was good aggression. It was completely out of place, that tackle. It was crazy.
I would be displeased if Maresca said if he pulled Caicedo in and had a word with him. I'd be very displeased if I heard of it. I don't think Maresca would dream of. I don't think Maresca would dream of doing that. Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Pedro. Brady, what you got to say about João Pedro?
I mean, I feel a bit sorry for him in this game because obviously he was two versus the backup Arsenal centre backs, and he had a bit of a shift on, but it's a little bit hokey pokey with the positions. He goes 9 to 10 to 9. I think João Pedro, with Palmer coming back, is just essentially going to be an attacking utility player for us, to be honest. We've got City away. The first, I think, is the start of January. And let's say Palmer's fit, Esteval's fit, Delap's fit. Do you think he's in the starting 11? I don't think so, to be honest.
I think so. I was actually really impressed with João Pedro's off the ball in this game for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, he was better off the ball, but there was one where he should have shot where it broke to him. He was too timid. And he's a very good player, João Pedro, and I think he'll be I think he'll start versus Leeds. I think he can start versus Bournemouth. I'm not saying I think he's an excellent player. He's got a lot of ability, but this is a poor comparison because they're completely not great players. Like in Nkunku, in terms of he's a much better player than Nkunku, but he's the same thing where you can put him in the 10, you can put him in left wing, you can put him in 9. That can work against players sometimes because the manager's I could bring him off the bench or I can do whatever with him. He's a very good player. But I just see, with Palmer being back, he might just be a backup 10, to be honest. We'll have to wait and see. Because if Delap gets a run in the team and starts scoring goals, then he won't be playing 9 much. And he is carrying a bit of a knock as well. And he literally didn't have a pre-season at all. He came off the beach and then played in the Club World Cup. So I think his minutes started to get chopped up as well. I think he might start to lag the second half of the season as well a little bit. So we'll have to wait and see. But I thought he's a good player, but I remember when watching him at Brighton, and he would go hot and cold a bit, and I'm starting to see that now a little bit.
Yeah, I think he was fairly cold in this one. I think he was struggling quite a lot with his just getting the ball in like the right areas. Off the ball, yeah, like everyone was great off the ball, but what counts is what you do on the ball, unfortunately, and the quality is going to tell on these games. Think about all the top players who have won like these tight games. You've got to get your head on a swivel. You're playing up front. You need to be direct and get shots off. Be clear on what you're doing, and he's muddled in his position. He's muddled in what he's doing half the time, which is weird because when he first turned up, all he wanted to do was shoot. Now all I see him do is try to pass. I find that all very odd.
Very good player though, and it was a game pretty much all the players played very well, so it wasn't really like a defined freezer. But I thought he was the worst player for us personally.
Yeah, you disagree, Craig? Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he had a good game, and obviously he's only played 35 minutes with 11 men. I guess my expectancy for a 9 against Arsenal, like the best defensive team in the world, is not that they're just going to look like really dominant.
I mean, you said before the game, Craig, that when you see that lineup, that you wish Delap started.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Delap probably wasn't physically fit to start the game, but
but you said you would prefer Delap to start.
Yeah, I think that would have been a better. I think just to get them 2 centre backs that I think only have 1 Premier League start between them. Is that correct? And we've never played together. I think just someone like Delap would have been someone to really press better. Although João Pedro did press quite well in the game, as it turned out. But just to get amongst them basically, and put some under some proper physical pressure that I think Delap can do a little bit better than João Pedro. But as it turned out, I mean, Pedro played really well off the ball and on the ball. My expectancy wasn't that he was going to get lots of box touches and be a really dominant player against one of the best defensive teams in the world, probably the best defensive team in the world. So, yeah, I guess my expectancy was not that he was going to be our best player. I think the game was going to be won by Caicedo, James, Enzo if we were going to win it.
Warming up, we've got Trev Chalobah and Fofana, the defensive centre-back duo.
It's just good to talk about both of them, really, isn't it? Because I think
I put Fofana, and who else put Fofana?
Yeah, I put Fofana.
And you put
I thought
just dominating aerially.
Yeah, Fofana absolutely brilliant and very aggressive.
Have you not worked it out? You've receded your apology, and now Trev is amazing again. So you must. I think
it's all about partnerships.
Ever again? You must always leave the apology hanging.
It's all about partnerships, really, isn't it? Like I think they're a great balance of Fofana is super aggressive, wants to really press. We do obviously with our man-to-man press, he ends up going up the pitch quite high, and that works really well. Chalobah likes to sit off maybe a little bit more. I think it's just a good duo, and I'll talk about Trev because I put him in. Obviously, the goal I think was absolutely brilliant. Didn't really get talked about how good a header it was. I mean, it's such a hard thing to do, and that near post area when you flick it, obviously you're trying to flick it to an area really, that back post, but also it can go in. I don't know if you remember Kai Havertz's goal against Liverpool at Anfield. Very similar to that goal, where it's an outstanding header. I mean, it really is a fantastic goal. Great delivery from Reece James as well, which I'm sure Reece James will come up. Coming up soon, but I just think that consistency that we've had at that position now, it has been really good, and it's helped them both, and they're both playing really well. And we talk about leaders, and again, we'll talk about Reece as captain in Boiling Hot, but Chalobah has become one of the leaders of the team, and him and Fofana play with a lot of aggression and intensity, and you can tell they're winners, and that has helped the team a lot as well.
Yeah, the only issue I had really was obviously Chalobah for the goal. He's doing nothing. He won't walk about.
Something went wrong with the goal where they both ended up going out to Saka. Yeah.
But I think if you're going to go out and you're Chalobah, you can't stand 2 feet behind Cucurella because you're not marking anyone and you're not attempting to deal with the aggressor. So
the glory for the goal, right? I think Wes as well.
Well, I think Wes realizes that Gusto's behind him, and then he loses his man when the ball goes in. I think they're kind of very trusting of Kukurea. Almost, and he made a mistake.
I mean, it's a world-class cross from Saka.
It's a great cross because there's no man's land of like they think Sanchez will come, but it's too quick a cross for Sanchez to come.
It's a world-class cross.
It's like no man's land of a cross where no one. It's like just behind the defenders and the keeper can't come. It was a great cross because
he made a mistake, Kukurea, though. He cannot possibly let him on his left.
Yeah,
he should have just let him cross it on his right.
I think the one time Saka against Yamal and Saka, he's let him do that basically once the whole game. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, that was for Saka's first assist in the Premier League since November 30th, 2024. Can you believe that stat?
Yeah, it's poor, isn't it?
He doesn't really get many open play numbers for Saka, weirdly.
I think, he's just merchant, though, isn't he? A lot of
he doesn't really get many
goals.
I mean,
Gusto at the back post as well, not great. But yeah, let's talk about Chalobah and Fofana. But I think in the game, very strong, played well, passed well as well. I think importantly, out. Not many mistakes.
With Trev, he's not a wingman, but if you put him next to Colwill at right centre back, if he was a right centre back and Colwill was left centre back, which I think worked well last season, I remember when Wes was out, that worked pretty well. Or if you put him left centre back with Fofana, he can't be like the main guy, Trev, because he just hasn't got enough attributes as centre back. He can't be the guy, but he can be a really good support system. So you need your You need Colwill or Fofana. One of them. You need either Colwill or Fofana playing with Trev. And I think it works pretty well. I mean, not the best. And Trev can be up and down in form. Sometimes he can have a bit of a stinker because sometimes his natural attributes let him down. Because sometimes he's not great in the air, and just generally
he's improved a lot in the air. I think.
He has improved. But when he's off, he does look poor. But he just his intensity is so good, and I think he'll play Leeds. Like I think Wes won't, but I think he'll play. I think he'll play Leeds, Bournemouth, and Atalanta. Trev. I think
back-to-back starts for Wes. It might be time for.
I think Badiashile is going to play, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it'll be Badiashile and Trev. I think
Tosin will play.
I don't think he's going to bother with Tosin anymore.
I think you don't understand this rotation stuff that's going on. Yeah,
maybe, but I think Trev will definitely play Bournemouth and Atalanta. I think. But anyway, me and you, Chris, we put in Wes. I just think with Fofana, he just 6 out of 7 aerial duels in this game. He's so aggressive and he defends on the edge. I mean, he just. When I was thinking about this game, I was thinking about future games, like when we play City against Haaland and things like that, or you play Napoli, or you play against strikers. The thing with Wesley, he can defend 1-to-1 so well. He's so aggressive. 13 defensive contributions in this game.
He's brilliant for Fofana.
He's absolutely zero coincidence that he came in for Tottenham away. Yeah, there was that game before. It was Wolves in the League Cup, and I was begging we didn't play him because I was like, we need him for the league. And Maresca saw sense, didn't play him in that game, and he's only playing him in the big games. And it's no coincidence that we are basically not letting in goals really since then. And no coincidence that we will look more leaky on Wednesday when he's gone.
You're telling me you haven't been enjoying Tosin's 5-foot backing off defending technique?
Tosin is what he is. I mean, Tosin did okay.
He's actually quite poor, Tosin. And
he's at worse this season than he did last season, yes. But I think he probably needs some game time. But it's to help his form, which he won't get, obviously. We've got to remember for Tosin last year, he was basically playing every Champions League game, right? So a lot more fluidity, where now he's not really
Conference League game, you mean?
Conference League game, yeah. So he's playing way more, so maybe that is not helping him. I think Wes is an excellent defender. He's only 24. I mean, obviously, that a lot like Lavia and Reece James a year or so ago, the main, mark against them is their injury record. Like if Wes Fofana had a clean injury record, you think, right, here we go, we've got a player here. But you're always just thinking, when's he going to go down? But if they can manage him like they have Reece, and they can get him out of the danger zone of getting injured. Repeat. I mean, he never had a danger zone, obviously, but that you can. It appears that your injury worries are lessened, and you're not going to derail. You're not going to have a long injury again. He is an excellent defender. Yeah, Wes, very good.
He's better than excellent. I think he's He can be elite, Wes.
I think him and Colwill as a pairing next season is quite exciting if they're fit.
It could be this season. I think
Yeah,
Cole's
but
might
I
be
mean,
back in February.
it could be this season. But when you think of that, I mean, there's a lot of in the summer like, oh, we need a centre back. We got to go and do the
We do need a centre back.
The panic stations.
we've got to do our plonkers on Bastoni for 95 million.
By the way, we still need a centre back.
I don't agree with that. It's a little bit like we need a goalkeeper. It's like everyone be like,
we do need a goalkeeper.
Why would you bother with Maignan?
We'll talk about goalkeeper in a minute in the boiling hot section.
Yeah, so
you can't, like you said it yourself. You just can't. You cannot trust these guys. Fofana, James, Lavia. They'll let you down.
I said in the summer we shouldn't have got centre back because it would have been a panic and we would have got roasted in the market on the price, and there was no options other than Gahey, and Gahey had his heart set in Liverpool. They might go in for Mike Gahey, but other than that, because he's got a cheap release clause, why do you want to pay 80 million for Bastoni or whoever? Like,
he's like, he can take you to like a level that's incredible. It's like Van Dijk kind of signing. It's like you can take you to like an actual high level.
That's just completely false.
I don't think
that's
Bastoni
the point of buying players, is to get.
I don't think Bastoni is anywhere near where Van Dijk was when Liverpool was he?
Exactly.
I'm not saying he's Van Dijk. I'm saying we need to buy a centre back who's going to.
That's what you're selling it as, isn't it? Like you're basically saying, and we won't be able to sign many players next summer because of the UEFA restrictions, maybe 2 or 3 max, basically. But you're wanting to spend basically our whole transfer budget on one player, hoping with it. And you've mentioned Van Dijk, and this is what fans do, right? As well is you mentioned what you think is the best player in the position that we can sign in the world, and we should just sign him.
The issue will happen, right?
But we spent 100 million on a scouting department that are actually.
The issue will happen on Wednesday, right? Is if Fofana drops down injured, the Tosin comes in, and you'll be sat there thinking, "Well, the drop off is too high. The drop off is too much." That's the problem.
Arsenal, Saliba, and Gabriel out, and they're going, "Our season's over." I mean, we've got Colwill and Fofana out. It's like when your 2 best centre backs are out.
I don't think they're saying that. They've got 2 decent centre backs that they've trusted.
Saliba and Gabriel out for a season. Arsenal wouldn't win the league. No way.
Well, I think they'd be. Well, I don't agree with that, but I think they'd be. They wouldn't be as far away as they are now, for sure.
I think if you look at that Arsenal defence yesterday, they looked wobbly to me. There are loads of mistakes already, and that's because their 2 best centre backs are out, and our best 2 centre backs, have been out traditionally. Like
to start the season at least, yeah.
Yeah, like obviously not out now, but they've been out for ages. So. I wasn't with you guys where we need to panic for a CB. I was like Gahey because there was nothing other than Mark Gahey. If there's an option for 40-50 million, you can go they wanted Dean Howson, but Dean Howson went to Real Madrid, so they went, well, we won't get anyone then. I think that's good. I think
that was smart.
Yeah, but it's like, well, they wanted him. And they couldn't get
Brady's saying it was good that you when you don't get your main targets.
Yeah,
I think it's just smart not to get Howson.
But I'm not going to be like, let's just go and throw 80 million at Bastoni and 250k a week. Why would you do that?
They wouldn't pay that money for him anyway.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So,
anyway, right. Let's talk about James and Sanchez boiling hot.
I mean, Reece James is just absolutely amazing. Like he is just. He's such a good footballer. He could play anywhere. And please, like this nonsense about Timber being better than him. Please, guys, like I've had enough. Like I won't hear any more of it.
Timber is actually a different way.
Timber's a great player, but he's nowhere near Reece James. I mean, Reece James can do anything. He if we played him up front if we played him up front instead of João Pedro, he would play pretty well up there. I think.
Put him left wing. That'd be good.
I mean, left wing probably. Like he'd be good though. Like I mean, the thing is, he's so good at football. Like there were moments in this game, and you guys, if you haven't watched his little compilation video of from yesterday, some of the things that he does in the game, he's so athletic, so strong. Like the passing, he was so up for the game as a leader as well, leading by example. Aerial duels. I mean, his stats from the game yesterday as an individual are just absolutely ridiculous. I'll just bring them up here quickly. 3 or 4 accurate crosses, 2 or 3 accurate long balls, 6 of 7 ground duels won, 5 of 6 aerial duels won. We were aerially really dominant yesterday in the game. I thought that with Fofana and James, Chalobah, even João Pedro's winning some headers, 71% success rate for us aerially compared to 29% for Arsenal. I think we just competed so well in the game, and Reece James led by example in every single category of that.
I think also it helped because I think they were launching the ball up a lot from our press, and Eze was playing.
He was sensational.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember 38 minutes or whenever Caicedo went off, and then you look. I looked at the Enzo and James pivot before they kicked off again. I went, we're in trouble here because you've got no 10 to press. We're going to get hounded, and he was sensational, Reece James. That was one of the best captain's performances I've seen from Chelsea player in long time. I mean, he was incredible. Got an assist as well.
Yeah.
Big chance created. 2 chances created. There was a moment actually on the edge of the box where it fell to him on the volley, and
he just went for
and
it.
he got blocked the shot, but I was like, he can actually score from there.
And he whacked it. Yeah, and it's just
that's what I was talking about with the other players. No one else he got the ball. He just wanted to score.
And there was a Man United game last season. People forget about this game. Remember that it was 1-0 when Cucurella scored. We couldn't break him down whatsoever, and he did that little pivot and assist. And we were rubbish that game. And he just dug out a moment of supreme quality and got us over the line. And that win got us to the Champions League, right? So yeah, incredible player. And
I thought he was really impressive. I think criticism of him in midfield before is that too safe with his passing. It was like watching Danny Drinkwater. He just get the ball and pass it back to whoever's playing centre back. But this time he was winning the ball. He was decided to just first touch almost spraying it out to Garnacho. Much better vision, wanting to attack. That's what we expect from that position centrally, is to get the ball, get your head up like Fabregas used to, and get the ball into the feet of the wingers, because that's what's going to make the big difference for us for moving up the pitch and getting out of defensive shape. So I really liked that aspect of his game because that was a big part of what was missing from him.
You take Esteval out of it because Esteval's very young and he's looking like probably going to go to an elite level at some point, and he's obviously performing very well at the moment. But we have 3 elite players: Palmer, Caicedo, and James. And James is comfortably in that conversation, and he is incredible, Reece James.
Cucurella not in that.
No, not in. Cucurella isn't in the same realm as Reece James.
Cucurella is he's a great left back.
Cucurella is an excellent player, really, really good. But Reece James is just ahead of him. You look at a Trent at Real Madrid, and I watched a little bit of highlights. You can see that the Spanish attacks are getting out, and Trent is an incredible player in his own right. And, he's better at Reece James with some things, but Reece James all round, when he's fit, he can just basically do anything on the pitch, essentially. Can't really bust it anymore up and down the wing. He can't do that anymore. But other than that, he can do everything on a football pitch. He can score, he can assist, he can tackle, he can ping incredible diagonal balls in his game. Just right onto Garnacho's foot. Just didn't even have to think about it. So talented. And it's instinctive as well. He doesn't have... Cucurella, he's like a hustler. He's not naturally massively gifted as a footballer. He's just very well drilled. Come on,
very good on the ball, Cucurella.
He's not in Reece James's world on the ball. I'm sorry.
He can't do long diagonal passes. Maybe
he can't shoot anywhere like Reece James.
Oh,
he can't. He's very solid, Cucurella. He's very, 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 very.
I've seen Cucurella score from 30 yards with you in the pub.
I don't think Cucurella and James are in the same conversation. I think Cucurella is excellent, but Reece James is maybe because I'm, Cobham guy, but he's
slightly biased with Cobham and English.
I don't think any Chelsea fan is having Cucurella over Reece James, to be honest, ever. I mean, that's all. You've been a minority there.
I'm not saying have him over him. I just think he's in that same bracket.
I don't know.
I'll put Caicedo, Cucurella, Reece James.
I would put Cucurella in the Enzo bracket. I'll put Cucurella in the Enzo bracket where they're just below elite for me.
Just quickly from you guys, because I know both of you, well, especially you, Brady, you weren't a big fan when Reece was made captain originally. Jinky's grown into the role
Yeah,
quite
I
a
think
lot.
I think he was very uncomfortable being captain. I think he won't admit this, but I think he was uncomfortable in main captain when he was because he just wanted to get on back on the pitch and play. You know, I think he struggled to be a captain because he just wanted to keep fit. And now I don't think it's any coincidence that now he's on the pitch and in his head he's like, right, I'm fit now. He's got over that kind of mental scarring that now
Yeah.
he can grow into being a captain. I don't think that's any coincidence. I think for a long time he was preoccupied with, quite rightly, trying to play X amount of minutes for his club. And now he's got that in the past.
He looks very, very confident at the moment,
He's
doesn't
got a season under his belt. He's got his mojo back, and then he can be a captain. And yeah. So I think he has grown definitely. And he isn't a big speaker. Or, I think on the pitch he's very, very vocal, but I wouldn't say he was a big speaker maybe in the dressing room or anything. But I think he's growing into it really, really well, and he looks incredible at the moment.
And Chris,
Yeah.
obviously, I think you'd originally said that you didn't really like him in midfield at all. Do you think he's improved there, or?
I think in this game he was playing exactly how I expect a player like that to play in there. I still haven't seen it before, so I wouldn't.
I still don't want it.
Showing it once is enough to sort of say you're the best at it.
I still don't really want him in midfield because of two reasons. I don't want Malo Gusto playing right back all the time, and we have elite midfield anyway without him. So you've got to remember Lavia's out. I mean, I love Lavia as a real problem injury-wise, but Lavia is a really, really good player.
This has sort of been the go-to formation now in the big games, though, right? Reece in midfield, Gusto right back, and have that energy down that flank.
Do you think it will happen? I said if everyone's fit, I can't see him being played over Lavia. If Lavia was fit in that game, I just think you'd put Reece James at right back and Lavia in the middle.
System, though. I think you have to remember, Maresca will adapt, right? Like in a year's time, let's say Lavia's fit for a while. I mean, that's a big if. He will find a way to. I remember last year when Lavia and Caicedo were both fit, and he was trying to find a way to get them going. And then Enzo's role in the team was a bit funny. So Maresca will adapt, I think. I agree. Like every big game, he's putting Greece in midfield, but I don't think he'll be like that forever.
We only have 3 players out injured at the moment, guys. I think this must be a low for us. Colwill, Asugo, and Lavia are out injured, and Asugo I think is back in training.
Trained over Christmas.
Sorry,
love to see
Asugo over Christmas, I think. But yeah,
give me Asugo, please.
I think he's back in light training, Asugo.
I'd love to see him against Cardiff.
And I think Lavia was due to be back as well around now.
Let's assume that he's not available till January.
I don't think we'll see. I think you can say Merry Christmas to Lavia, so I don't think he's coming back anytime soon.
There's just no noise on him at all.
Yeah, which is always bad. We've got to move on to the man, Rob Sanchez.
He used to be shy, but now he's all right. Walking in a Sanchez wonderland.
I hate that.
I'll bleep it.
I don't
I can say shy, can't I? Surely.
You stop saying it will help.
It's disrespectful to the man. But anyway,
it is disrespectful.
I don't like that song. I think it's
I think it. Yeah, and also he's playing exactly the same way. He's playing exactly the same way he was playing before. I just don't get it with people. It's just
people. It's like the songs should be like we were wrong, but now like if that should be the rhyme. It's like the fans were just. I said last season they were on him way too much.
It's so funny.
Like they were just completely overreacting, and they needed a scapegoat, and he was it.
I think there's been a couple of major things that have really helped Rob Sanchez this season. One is there's been a massive shift towards like long throw set pieces, and that is the one category where Sanchez is elite. Like his coming to claim from corners, long throws, set pieces is. I mean, he's up there with anyone I've seen coming to get that. He's got safe hands. He knows the time to punch and catch. I mean, he's great. I mean, that is his best attribute. And the other is that really this season we've taken a big step in build-up play. And we sometimes build up as a 3, sometimes it's sort of a 4 or a 2. You know, there's different ways we build up in matches, and we've prepared games really well. And when we go long, he's not asked to do so much because we've got 3 players. So our improvement overall as a team in build-up has helped him massively as well. We don't get any of those games anymore. Do you remember the Brighton home game from
in the cup? Yeah.
Where it was embarrassing almost, where it'd be a goal kick and he wasn't allowed to kick long, and they had a really good press, and it was just a complete disaster. We don't have any games like that anymore because we've got answers to every
I think there's
team's
another
press.
shift as well. I think that we are going along a lot more, right? Like, I just noticed this season, we are going along way more. I think that's been a shift in football. I think Maresca is not telling anymore you can't kick it long.
No, of course.
And that helps Sanchez because the more he kicks it long, the less percentage that he can do a pass or do a dodgy pass. And like the main thing as well has been this year, there's been no errors. There's been no errors leading to a goal.
Well, United away.
Yeah, okay. Right, but
they didn't score from the free kick. Though. But yeah, I think
errors leading to losses. Like,
well, that's one. I mean, the reason he can kick it long this season is there's been a change in some of the people up front as well.
No, well, I don't think it's just that. I think there's been a tactical shift across the league. I mean, Ray was kicking it long a lot.
But we didn't. We were still kicking it long on Wednesday night with Neto up top. So it's just been a shift in build-up.
Yeah, it's been a shift so that's helped him. Like the macro football shift has helped him.
That was from the press, though, wasn't it?
It's just the thing with Sanchez is, if you let's say like he was like Petrovic, who just like, you know, when Petrovic used to kick it long all the time because that's all we could do was rubbish. Like, other than that, actual what I consider like actual goalkeeper stuff. I mean, I'm a bit old school goalkeeping, like actual shot stopping, dominance of his box, catching the ball. He is very, very, very good. Like, the saves he made yesterday were good because his weight. I know they're in the middle of the goal, but his weight was shifting the other way. You see, a lot of those goals go in where like the weight shifting the other way. And like, so there was a save last season he made against Nottingham Forest when it was 2-2. I think it was from Williams. One of the best saves I've ever seen. It was an incredible save, and everyone was like, and then there was another one where he did from a header, and they were both incredible saves. And then from then he won me over, because when you're saving stuff like that, I mean, he won us a point in that game. We should have lost that game. I don't think hardly any other goalkeeper in the world gets to that. Incredible saves, and like now he's cut the errors out, and hopefully that continues. He's just a good goalkeeper, and you just don't even need to think about going into the market, especially if Pender's come through. Jorgensen will be sold, and Penders will be number 2 fighting for number 1 this season. That's the way it's going to be, and that's the way it should be. We shouldn't even. It would be ridiculous if we went for Magnan now. Ridiculous.
Chris, you were big on the Magnan hype train in the summer. What are your opinions now?
I definitely wasn't on the Magnan hype train. I don't think at all. But yeah, I definitely would go and get a goalkeeper.
For the longest, I think.
Who would you go for, Chris? Now,
I think Chris has been pro Sanchez for quite a while. No,
if anything, I was going to come on to your. This is your next apology, isn't it, for Sanchez after this Chalobah stuff?
Craig, you would have worse on Sanchez. I
already apologized. Wasn't Sanchez my original apology?
No,
we haven't had that one yet.
Badia Shield, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've had Badia Shield.
No, definitely.
Which you feel free to retract.
Actually, I'll tell you what. Do not apologise, because you apologise to Chalobah, and they're quite happy. He's rubbish again. So I'm not going to apologise. We'll leave Sanchez where he is, but he's been very good.
I think goalkeeping wise,
I've apologised to Sanchez already.
I think goalkeeping wise, we definitely need another goalie, because I think we've all just watched Jorgensen play.
But we need another one. Will come for it. Penders will just be the number 2 next.
Well, then if you're going to go for Penders, then good luck, because Penders obviously, if he comes in. How many games is he going to get? Or is he going to play? How he's
just
very young.
Be the cup keeper, right, Penders?
It's just it's very unusual to have a backup goalie who's unbelievably young. So in goalkeeper's age, the older the better they get, really. And
I think they'll have an older
goalie, right?
They'll have an older number 3 as well,
which will probably be which will be Magnan. I think.
You say that they do not have one.
I don't think they're going to sign Magnan as a number 3 goalkeeper.
Do you know who the number 3 goalkeeper is at Chelsea? Do you know this?
He's going to know the drillers. Huh?
Do you know the number 3 goalkeeper is at Chelsea this year?
Is it Slanina?
Yeah, so we don't have an experienced goalkeeper this year. Gaga Salina, the American kid, he's number 3. So we don't have like a Rob Green or a Betts this year at all. So they just ditched that, basically. So obviously, which is not great.
Well, it used to be like a UEFA thing for like the squad, didn't it? Like you needed a homegrown player.
But they've ditched that. So look, unless you touch wood, because it's Sanchez, he could do something silly, but because he's so creative.
This is the issue, isn't it?
But the thing is, let's say he makes 1 or 2 big seasons. Over the course of the next 25, 30, 40 games, he makes 1 or 2 mistakes, even 3. it's like goalkeepers are not even the best ones make mistakes all the time, man. Like,
Of course.
yeah, it's like if he makes a clanger where like he lets it through his fingers, or I mean, did you see that Man United goal, that Xerxes goal? Henderson had a mare for that goal. I mean, that is such an easy save. So, and Henderson's been in the England squad now. So,
Doesn't mean anything.
and look at Pickford the other day against Newcastle. I mean, that was awful. He was awful. But before that, he was amazing. So, yeah, I think unless there's a massive downturn in goals, errors leading to goals, and he starts passing them the ball all the time with the back, I think he's going to be number one for a long time. And I think it's Jorgensen.
People want people like Mania for their experience and their leadership. That's the reason.
And by the way, this is what I want to do now. Rob Sanchez is a leader. There's been a lot of noise coming out. He's a leader in that group. Apparently, he's in the leadership group. Apparently, the leadership group is James, Sanchez, Palmer, Fofana, I think, is in there, and Enzo. They're the leadership group, and Chalobah. There's 5 or 6 of them, and he's in it. So
leaders.
He is a leader.
Quick reference to the just leadership overall, and obviously Chris mentioned like not getting bullied on the pitch as we have done against Arsenal in previous games. I actually think the leadership in this team, for its age, we're still the youngest squad in the Premier League. The leadership in this group is absolutely outstanding for the age that these guys are.
Just want to remind you that we've lost one game we've lost one game with 11 men in the league this year. One. Same as Arsenal.
Yeah, but I think
I mean,
the caveat is the caveat, isn't it?
What? Like you look at Arsenal yesterday, everyone thinks they're like 1970 Brazil.
But that's like that thing I posted about Liverpool. It's like if they didn't.
Shania Twain, they don't impress me much. Like, I didn't look at it and think, wow, they're amazing. Like,
but this is, you're going to be sat here at the end of the season going, if buts and maybes, or these guys aren't got sent off. They're in the games.
No,
these are the decisions they're making. It's no different to missing an open goal.
I think we will be third or fourth this year because of the Club World Cup hangover. Maybe because still right his head. Obviously, the discipline issues are really bad, and look, we're still a season there to go. Like Arsenal have been there longer, but I think when this team gels, and if you keep Maresca for another year or two, it's pretty exciting, man. Because like we're already like just every time there's a big game, like PSG. I know Liverpool have been bad, but PSG, Liverpool, the biggest games we've had recently, PSG, Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsenal. Look at our performances. Like, it's just... And that is... I know eventually you have to win all the lower games. We drop points elsewhere, but that will come. If you're winning the big games and you're beating the big teams, you will win Champions Leagues and leagues. That's just the way it goes. So it's pretty exciting for me. So
I mean, obviously, there's a lot to be excited about at Chelsea right now. A lot.
That's why Arsenal, they might do it this year. That's why Arsenal have always struggled in the Champions League. Because even this year, they're like, I'm not going to call them flat track bullies, but it's like, that's where almost like we, in a way, have, not say got more chance, but we've got more pedigree in the comp. Like, you can just turn up in a semi-final. Like, Arsenal just find a way to lose that most of the time. Even, they just...
I'd agree with that.
They just find a way to, even though they're probably the best team in Europe at the moment. I think now, if they say they get PSG in a semi again, or Real Madrid, let's find a way to lose. But whereas we just seem to dig out in tyres. So if we can convert that,
I think I've got to give a lot of credit to Maresca tactically in these games as well, not just obviously the players show up, but yeah,
definitely for this game he was outstanding.
Yeah,
I think. I agree about the thing. I think if you want to win the league, you have to beat all the lesser. So
I agree, and that's why I think Arsenal probably will win the league this year, because I think they got Brentford on Wednesday. I think they'll sweep them away. I've looked at their fixtures today, and you can see them not dropping a point again.
They've actually had a lot. They've only got City away. City away is their hardest game. They've played Liverpool away and Chelsea away now.
Yeah,
and Newcastle away as well,
and United away.
Yeah. So look, I think they probably will win the league, but I think long term, if they're looking to win Champions League, I don't know. It's just something. I just think we could be more of a rounded team the way we play. Maybe I'd rather be beating the big teams, and then you can adjust and make sure that you're not underestimating the lower teams. If you're just always flat track bullying teams, you're never going to win a Champions League, or very rarely, in my opinion.
I think they're a left winger away from winning a Champions League.
Not even okay.
It's a shot at Noni.
No,
you see the video of Cole Palmer when Noni was getting subbed on and the fans were booing?
What did he say? What was he? Was he upset?
No, he was just like nodding. I've got to link you guys to the video, I guess, if you haven't seen it, but it was absolutely hilarious.
What was he like agreeing?
Yeah, he was like egging the fans.
Oh yeah, no, I have seen that. Yeah,
I've got to say, I mean,
Madueke, I think they're just missing like Saka's amazing. They're just missing someone on the other side because I don't think Gyökeres is like a really talented footballer. I think he's like a bit of a, put him in front of goal when he can kind of score, but they need like another person in that front three. Eze's quality. Saka, they're just
Eze's really good,
else.
by the way, but what a terrible game he had. I mean, he was completely anonymous in the game yesterday. He barely wouldn't even know he was playing.
Yeah, he struggled. I don't really know where he was playing. He kind of him and Marino.
He never got on the ball at all, did he? He never got on the ball.
I did say.
Yeah, I think that's credit to Reece James. Caicedo was man marking him when he was on, so he dealt with him quite easily. I think when he played before, he was on the left wing, so it was hard. It's hard a game playing 10 when you're up against Caicedo. He's one of the best going. He's not that good, Eze, to get around that Caicedo, I think. Not many players are. Right, that concludes the temperatures. And now we're going to go around the grounds. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. Start the music, please. Brentford 3, Burnley 1.
Yeah, Brentford in for a spanking next week against Arsenal. But good win against promoted side.
Brentford are third on the expected points table on Understat. I mean, they're doing well. They're really, really, really good at home. Burnley compete in games. They're kind of like a boxer who gives it a go, wins a few rounds, but always losing points. But looking ominous for them. You don't get any brownie points in the league, and they're not really getting any actual points at the moment. So I think they're in trouble.
Yeah, I wonder if Brentford will run out of getting penalties every game at some point. Man City 3, Leeds 2.
Lucky old City, stoppage time winner for them. But yeah, Leeds battled well considering they're 2-0 down very early in this game.
Foden could have had 4. Leave it there. And Leeds will be a test on Wednesday because they'll be bang up for release.
Yeah, Phil the Power Foden's found his level. Sunderland 3, Bournemouth 2.
I mean, Sunderland's home form. I mean, you got to say, going 2-0 down to this Bournemouth team and to win the game 3-2 is just absolutely unreal for any team, let alone a promoted team. So, yeah, hats off to Sunderland. They look like they're going to stay up for sure.
Yeah, Sunderland, I mean, they could easily be top 8. They might be the Conference League shout this year, or even the Europa League. I mean, they're looking amazing, especially at home. Bournemouth are a fantastic team, and they're a fantastic coach, but they're very chaotic. You watch their games, and there's a lot of chaos. That's the way he plays, right? He just wants to make the game chaotic, but it can really hurt them sometimes. And sometimes they just haven't got the players to deal with that structure. And this was one of those games where they're 2-0 up, and they just let it go.
Yeah, Sunderland are the surprise package. I'm very impressed with them, actually. I mean, they basically changed their entire team, but it's paid off. And yeah, very, very good win for them at home. Got to keep that home record tight. Everton 1, Newcastle 4.
Yeah, Newcastle finally ended their dismal away run with an emphatic win. I think this Walter guy, I know Bayern's head of recruitment came out and sort of laughed at this fee, and I think he looks really good. Walter I think
what a finish, by the way. What a finish!
He's a good Prem striker already.
Yeah, and look, Dewsbury Hall just keeps on scoring goals.
Eddie Howe finally got an away win. Bit of a unicorn, that. See you in March.
Let's see.
We've got Everton soon as well. Tottenham 1, Fulham 2.
I mean, you got to laugh at Spurs. It is funny, isn't it? Like they just get a 2-0 down to Fulham after 6 minutes at home. I mean, it's so good.
If you're watching TV and Anton Deck went down and you just put Tottenham highlights on, I mean, they are so funny, Tottenham. You thought Ange was chaotic and they're going to get a solid manager in. I mean, what was Vicario doing? I mean, he was getting absolute pelters off the fans as well. And I've got to say as well, on Fulham, I thought Fulham would be in trouble. And Chris, you said, no, they'll be all right. 2 wins in a row. And they're only they're only 4 points behind United. It's mad how tight it is, but yeah, massive win for them.
I told you about how the fixtures fall. We've got another couple of good games from. Yeah, Tottenham are just the gift that keeps on giving. I think they are hilarious to watch, and the longer this goes on, the funnier it will be. But obviously they have to get rid of that guy Frank. He's not sure what to do with the players.
Good dodge from us. He was the second one, wasn't he, for us?
Yeah, Craig was adamant on him, but I think not looking great. I'll give him another year if you really wanted to, but you got to give him some decent players in midfield. Palace 1, Manchester United 2.
Lucky old United. I mean, they shouldn't have won this game, but they somehow did.
I don't know what was luckier, my 11-pointer with Bruno Fernandes in FPL. Like, he did the absolute Havertz assist, just the 2-yard. 2 Havertz assists, and I really like Palace, but I think Glasner's obviously, this will be his last season at Palace, clearly. He's just calling out the recruitment and in public, and they're really good. It's the classic Thursday-Sunday syndrome. They're really good for an hour, and then they're just melting the last half an hour, and it's just affecting their results. So actually, maybe obviously they're probably going to go pretty deep in the Conference League, but once they're playing once a week again, or at some point they'll be much better. But until then, they're going to be struggling a little bit in the league.
And maybe sailing back down to 12 for Palace. Looking like they're running out of steam a little bit, but yeah, Mason Mount. Legends back.
Good goal, Stephen.
Villa 1, Wolves 0.
It took another great goal in this game to win it as well. Kamara's outside the area. Villa somehow.
Villa have got the exact same stats as us. 7 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses.
Somehow they can't believe it, but if they're actually 18th and they're in the relegation zone in the expected points table. I mean, they've not been playing well, Villa, at all, but they are churning out the results. So fair play, I guess.
All about winning. Another good win. This was the home banker of the weekend, I think, surely. Nottingham Forest 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 2.
Yeah, fantastic performance from Brighton. I think Dyche is finally run out. The new manager bounce has worn off. Brighton are a really good team, and they can beat anyone on their day. And Minter's fantastic.
Long-term listeners to this pod, and I've got a bit of a contemptuous relationship with Brighton. Don't know why. Just a few people battles an ex or some of their fans, Potter, all that sort of thing. I've got to say, they look a lot better this year. I think it's just when you give a young manager time, and you give him time to implement his systems, they are looking a lot better. They're just winning a lot of games that they were drawing last year, and last year they lost 7-0 at Forest. Like, it's just much more solid. Minte's a really good player. He's got a lot of talent, and yeah, they're looking good. I mean, there's so many decent teams at the moment. They're 5th at the moment. I mean, it's a great league. Yeah,
I think Forest injuries catching up with them. But yeah, another good result for Brighton. They just keep finding a way to get the results going, and very impressive with scoring goals. Always good for goals, Brighton. West Ham 0, Liverpool 2.
Isak finally with a great goal. You got to say it was a great goal.
It was amazing.
Yeah, superb goal.
It's only a matter of time for Isak. He is a class player.
I was quite happy for him. I like him as a player. I think he's a really good player. It's just stops a rot, but they did win against Aston Villa. I mean, I know it's different. Maybe it's like claret and blue thing. They can only beat teams in claret and blue, but they've got Sunderland are going to Anfield, and it's like, that's another gimme. It's like, tell you, like, I don't think they've quite turned the corner yet. It's just they're still fragile, Liverpool. I think they've dropped Salah. What are they going to do now? Still a lot of issues for Liverpool, I think.
West Ham, quick note on West Ham as well, they are absolutely hopeless. I mean, they're so bad. I mean, Paqueta got sent off at the end of this game. I mean, it's embarrassing what he got sent off for.
Yeah,
their team
is so bad. You wouldn't even know some of their players that's playing, like Todibo and Mavropanos at centre-back, Potts and Magassa in midfield. I mean, who are these guys? Like Callum Wilson up front. I mean, West Ham are going to get relegated. They've got such a bad squad.
Basically, just a lot of them are overpaid as well. Their wages quite. He is literally just give the ball to Bowen, basically, still, and it's been like that for seasons. And
well, I did mention that when Potter was in charge. I think people sort of overlooked that, like, sort of looking at Potter. The team's just not very good. That's just
at least they've actually got some results since Potter left. Obviously,
you're looking at it. I mean, Wolves aren't even that bad a team. Like, generally, they're like, been a bit unlucky, but like they're down. They're not going to make the kid down. The points.
Less points in the triangle.
Yeah, I think Burnley, they dig out some results at home, but I think they're going to struggle. I think them two are down. I think it'll be Leeds or West Ham that go down. It's going to be a real battle.
And it's another game that Florian Wirtz in the Premier League has failed to get a goal or assist. So the run continues, and we wait.
He was good though, Wirtz, in this game for the first time.
Yeah, that's it. Good one for him to be good in. West Ham, who you just said have got one of the worst squads in the league.
There you go. 00, he's like 0013, 12.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of you just kind of stop paying attention at this point. You kind of feel sorry for him. Yeah, that concludes Around the Grounds.
I definitely don't feel sorry for him.
Couldn't be worse.
Right, we've got a few games coming up. The games just keep on coming at this time of year, and some good ones, and they'll be on TV. So Leeds away, followed by Bournemouth away, and then we are off in the Champions League, but we'll be back before then. So talk to me about Leeds away and Bournemouth away. What we're expecting from those two games.
I think I've said all season, I think third or fourth for us in the league. But if we can win these next two games, you'll make a believer out of me that we can compete for a title. Because I think these two games are so incredibly tough, given the nature of what's happened before, the break in between the matches. Two really tough environments, especially Leeds on Wednesday night. I think you're going to have no Caicedo, no Palmer, no Colwell, obviously. That is really the spine of the team, and no Fofana, and no James. I just think it's such a tough game on Wednesday night for us to really show up and win. And if we do play well in that and then go and beat Bournemouth Saturday, this little away run we've got, where I think 5 of our next 6 is away. I mean, you'll make a believer out of me, because I think we would have turned a bit of a corner.
The only thing I will say is our home form has been pretty much impeccable this season. Just let me check the away table.
You mean our away form?
Away form, yeah. Our away form is we're averaging over 2 points a game away from home. I mean, you look at it and you think it's grounds where we can crumble, but it's part of me that thinks it would just be routine like Burnley. But then it's just tough to predict. They're both, Bournemouth are a bit dodgy at the moment. So, we probably take 4 points over those two games, I think. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's a good way that Craig put it. Like, if we can get beat on 30 points by Sunday night, there'll be a lot of fans thinking, hello, what's going on here? Like, we're starting to just get out of it. But it's tough. But to wait and see. I think the rotation will hurt us on Wednesday. It just depends how much it hurts us. I think is the thing. I would personally start Cole Palmer on Wednesday. Bit of a curveball. Throw him in there for an hour. But he'll probably start on the bench.
I think he will start him.
Really?
Maresca knows he knows he's under it, and I play him now, and then I play him against Atalanta as well.
He did say he could start, which I think was probably just a bit of like media tactics for Arsenal.
I think he would have brought him on against Arsenal if the situation wasn't the way it was.
I think the plan was to give him 20 versus Arsenal and start him versus Leeds. Right?
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
That was probably the plan. But it's whether they want to carry on with that plan without the minutes in Arsenal. So I guess that'll be down to the medical department and what zone he's in and whatever. But it's Cole Palmer. I mean, I think you can give him an hour and then I think it will just give the team such a boost as well. Like, with all the players out, to see Cole on that team sheet, be like, wow, like we've got one of the top ones in here. So I think that could psychologically really help the team.
I think when you're looking at the fixtures before the season starts, and they're probably going through them, they're like, okay, should be winning that, should be winning this, should be winning that. This is a game they should be winning.
Oh yeah, Leeds away, yeah, definitely.
You have to go and win this game. Leeds are 18th. It's like, well, there's a mini thing. Well, it does actually, because this is the 18th team in the league. This is the team that you have to go. If you want to compete for the top 4, these are the teams you've got to be sweeping away. If you drop points here, you then got to go to Bournemouth, who are a better team than Leeds. Then you're asking a lot to go and win that game as well. And then you got Everton. The games come so fast. You've got to sweep away these teams. You're almost better off. That's why I said you've got to gamble with Palmer for this one, get the win on the board. That's going to be a big boost then for Saturday.
I don't think it is a big gamble. I don't think it is a gamble playing in for an hour. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it's just like, it feels like he can play an hour versus Leeds in a 10, even 55 minutes or something. And I think it'd give the team a big boost.
Yeah, because like I say, the table's so close as well. So you could end up being 5th or 6th if you drop points. And then then you're so far behind Arsenal as well. If they obviously look like they're probably going to beat Brentford. So just the picture changes quite quickly.
Yeah.
In this league, so you got to try and stay ahead of it. We did well to get a draw against Arsenal generally. So we got to follow that up with another strong performance. But the rotations, I mean, what's the team going to be? What's your teams?
For Leeds,
Yeah.
go on, Craig. You're good at team predictions.
It's going to be Gusto, Chalobah, Badiashile, Cucurella. I think you've got to start Cucurella because I just don't think you can put Hato into this game. Then I think you've got to play Santos and Enzo. And then I wouldn't start Palmer in this game. I would play Esteval, Pedro, and Garnacho, and I played Delap up front.
I mean, that is still quite a strong team.
We only have strong teams.
Yeah.
Is it a strong team?
I mean, that team is strong. I mean, if Santos played as he did against Burnley, that is a strong enough team to beat Leeds, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a competitive team.
Palmer off the bench.
It's looking a bit slow, that team, I'd say.
Maybe a
Very
Seagull off the
slow.
bench.
Especially Badiashile as well. There's just Gusto, Badiashile. Like you say, it's about partnerships. Chalobah next to Badiashile just feels horrendous.
But we all know he will rotate heavily. This is the whole rotate heavily game. I'll tell you what, I was thinking to myself, they've already planned like the lineup for this game already, I reckon. It's like they've already sort of, it's been weeks in planning sort of thing. It's like, right, in this game we're going to give X players minutes or whatever. I think they plan it. So yeah.
It's going to be nervous, but these are the games. I think it's be enjoyable to watch and see how it unfolds. Hopefully no red cards, eh?
Leeds away. I mean, Leeds Chelsea's never a fiery one, is it?
Yeah, at least they haven't got a bad record with red cards.
8 red cards in 6 months, and we're going Leeds away, Marv.
Predictions for Leeds?
Oh God,
I'm going to go 1-1 away at Leeds.
Oh,
I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea.
I'll go 2-1 Chelsea. I'm trying to get that.
I think we've covered most of the most common scores there, have we?
Got the spread, yeah.
Quick guess on Bournemouth scores.
God.
Slightly stronger team for us, probably.
Yeah, I think we'll beat Bournemouth. I think it'll be 3-1.
It's 2-1 Chelsea.
2-0.
I think here's my little early shout. We've had some good ones recently on the pod. My shout is that Cole Palmer scores against Bournemouth.
Okay.
Wow, penalty.
Could be a penalty.
Freezing cold.
Oh, had a penalty. Have we had a penalty? Feels like forever.
It is getting to winter, and the Iceman cometh. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
I might watch a little Cole Palmer comp actually to get me warmed up for Leeds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Craig's warming up.
Yeah, warming up.
Right, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks very much, guys.
No problem.
Short pod for that. Short pod this week.
That's it. Easiest. Right. Regardless of the results, we'll be back to talk Chelsea. But for more updates on all things ESCR, you can follow us on X at EastSleepChelsea and Instagram at EastSleepChelsea Repeat. As always, we hope you're carefree wherever you may be. Thanks for listening.